about 6 weeks, I bet, before we
Met with
really
them.
sat down with them and stuff.
And now, when we did the first time, I was a little bit overwhelmed because we, if I remember right, we went into actually the little courtroom where they told us
Oh, yeah.
the night of the murder. We went back in there, and I believe all the attorneys were there, Keith and Steve and Tom, and my gosh, I think
6 or
all
so.
the detectives and
Room full.
Agent Newsom, and you could tell that they had questions also. They told us a little bit, and they knew they could. We tried to assure them that what they would tell us would stay within that room.
There was a little bit of a feeling out period.
It was a very much of a feeling out period for both them and us. They were trying to understand us a little bit and try to figure out how far they could, what they could say and what they couldn't. And I think we all understood why they couldn't say anything, and in some cases I think it was better that we didn't know a lot at the time. And there was quite a bit that we didn't know.
A lot of it came up right before the preliminary hearing.
They
in
just,
February.
they assured us that they thought they were getting closer. But, and yeah, you're right, come to think of it, it would have been around in the July time frame, I
Probably
believe.
mid to late July.
Yeah,
Or mid.
because that would make sense because of the time frame that they were doing some interviews.
There were still
With some
things you
people.
guys didn't know till the trial, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There was, you learned new stuff
We learned a lot
at the
at the preliminary hearing, actually.
Thursday before.
Do you wish you'd known more before then, or
No.
were you comfortable with
I-
what you knew?
I'm going to say this is, those guys are the professionals. If you go to a doctor and he tells you need to do this, more than likely that's what you're going to do because he's the professional. So we relied and trusted and had complete confidence in their decisions.
Probably by the preliminaries, they could trust us as well as we could trust them.
I think they gave us all the information that they could without anything being jeopardized in the case.
And there again, we learned more in the preliminary hearing as that went on.
I think they were more worried about. I think they were more worried about our feelings getting hurt and being offended by things than. I think they thought that. I don't know. I think they were more worried about that than they were.
I think
we were prepared for.
Well,
we
I
were,
think also that this isn't traditionally what they're used to dealing with in a family. If you really want to know the truth, this wasn't the standard that they were maybe used to dealing with.
Most people
maybe
demand
having-
answers and
Well,
or
I think the understanding that that we understood that they couldn't tell us everything that's going on.
Well, in hindsight being 20/20, of course, I mean, you also have to understand that from their perspective, the more you tell too early, sometimes things change, so you really don't want to share a whole lot too fast and then have to re-explain or go back on what they said happened and so forth. So to tell the whole story, it led up to the preliminary hearing, I believe.
They also, one thing that I do remember them telling us is be prepared for a long journey. And told us it's a roller coaster. You're gonna have highs, you're gonna have lows, and they were absolutely right.
And I don't think this was a normal murder, because generally when there's a murder, somebody,
There's a connection.
there's a
There's a
connection
connection.
on who does it
Mhm.
to the person. And there was absolutely no connection that they could find.
There was no connection. Absolutely none.
I remember very vividly coming home that night after it happened and telling Al that I knew it had to be a mistake. There was no way. It was just a mistake. There was nobody you could ever think of that would do this. So
There was a lot of, during that three-month period before that we knew what was going on, is sleepless nights trying to understand what happened, why.
because we had nothing, we had no.
We had nothing. There was nobody that any of the family members could point a finger to.
Just running a million scenarios through your mind. Of, could it be
Why,
this?
why,
Could it
why,
be
why,
this?
Or did it happen this way, or did it
Yeah.
happen that way?
Mine was just.
Yeah. We didn't know.
Mine was struggling with Jennifer's last moments.
Yeah.
I had a real
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
hard time having to
Yes.
deal with that.
Hoping it was just seconds and not longer.
And it was quick and painless as possible, I guess.
And did you get that from what you heard later, that it probably was, that it was
Yes.
fairly quick and,
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
because they really didn't know? I mean, other than.
I-
We
There-
still don't know
there-
100%,
Yeah.
you know? I mean,
Yeah.
I wish we did. I wish there's just a few people that were there that know what happened, and yeah, I wish we could know the whole story, but we don't.
and we'll never get it.
Unless somebody has a change of heart,
Yeah,
We won't.
I think we'll never
and I don't think that's going to happen.
get it.
We looked around after it was. We were glad it was over, and we were glad for the verdict, but it was like,
Doesn't change anything.
You don't feel different.
I thought you'd feel better and
this is, if this is supposed to feel like a win, it's not.
I think we all looked for that. I think we all, being that we've never been
Expected
been in this situation before, I think we were looking, yearning for us to feel this weight, or to feel, yeah, closure's not even, I don't like the word closure, but like to feel better, just to have something feel better. You're just like, okay, it's gonna, this is over, he's guilty, and you're like, where is it at? You can't.
Where's the satisfaction?
You
Yeah,
can't,
there was
and I
no-
don't think that anybody can ever understand that unless they've been in our
No.
situation. There's no way to describe it unless you've been in our situation.
It-
to
and
know
it-
that you're
it
not
may-
getting-
It would make no difference what kind of a sentence you got. It's not.
Right.
There's no balance in the scales of justice. There's just no way that you can balance the scales. I'd gladly give him his life back out on the street if we could have Jennifer back.